So in this video, we're going to be discussing the preview for Boruto episode 208, which is titled The Manifestation of Momoshiki, and this episode is scheduled to release on July 18th. Previously, Boruto and the others continued to battle Boro as they continued to successfully cause damage to his body, but it came to no avail as Boro continued to use his regeneration abilities every time he was hit by a ninjutsu attack. Kawaki then explained to Sarada that there was a way to stop Boro's regeneration abilities, and that's by destroying the heart-sized core Amado stored inside of Boro's body. Using her Sharingan, Sarada noticed that Boro weaved hand seals every time he was about to get hit by an attack, which would cause a slight movement in his muscles. Sarada confirmed that something was moving inside Boro's body when Boruto landed another Rasengan on him. Sarada determined that Boro's core was in his right flank, which is in between his ribs and his hip, but didn't inform the others because it would alert Boro, so she decided she had to destroy it herself. Boro then resumed attacking the others, while Sarada went through her jutsu in her head, discarding the ones not strong enough to penetrate Boro's body. She was concerned that he'd moved the core the moment he noticed her taking aim, and decided she needed to use something faster than he can weave hand seals. So she determined there was only one jutsu she could use, one that she's still practicing and hasn't used in battle. She prepared a Chidori, which Boruto had recognized as Sasuke's jutsu. Boro prepared to weave hand seals, but was hit on his flank by Sarada's Chidori. Sarada successfully destroyed Boro's core, which then angered him as he went on a rampage. Now we'll discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode, which is episode 208, titled The Manifestation of Momoshiki. After Sarada successfully destroyed Boro's core with her Chidori, Kawaki is amazed and asks Boruto and Mitsuki what kind of move did Sarada just use. Mitsuki explains that it was the Chidori, as he explains the concept behind it, as Boruto is amazed as well, wondering when did Sarada master the technique. Boro's body starts swelling up as he goes on a rampage, attacking the surrounding areas. Kawaki explains that the scientific ninja tool is running wild after losing its core and believes Boro is no longer able to fight. Kawaki suggests to the others they should all go rescue Naruto and warns them not to go near Boro as he can still hurt them. Mitsuki points out that if they rescue Naruto now, Naruto may be able to defeat Boro, so they all quickly rush to the container. After many attempts of trying to open the container, Boruto thinks that they should just break it open as Sarada disagrees, saying that they could damage the inside. Kawaki then tells Boruto to give him his right hand as he explains that they used Karma's power to create a gate that crosses space-time to travel to the dimension they're in from Konoha village. Kawaki says that it should be possible to connect the space inside the container and the space they're standing in. Seeing no other choice, Boruto agrees as him and Kawaki both use their karma, successfully creating a gate, freeing Naruto, who appears to be unconscious. Kawaki notes that Naruto should be okay since his prosthetic hand is still functional. Out of nowhere, Mitsuki is suddenly slammed down by one of Boro's newly grown tentacles, knocking him out. Everyone quickly reacts as Boro tells them they won't get away with what they've done to him. Kawaki then counterattacks with a Karma Blast, successfully hitting Boro as Boro then punches him through the terrain, also knocking him out. Sarada attempts a fire release, but Boro grabs her in his overgrown hand before she can finish her hand seals and squeezes her. Boruto rushes to Boro and kicks him in the elbow, freeing Sarada. Boruto attempts to check on her, but is knocked away by Boro. Boro punches Boruto into the ground, knocking him out as he attempts to throw a second punch, but completely misses as Boruto suddenly vanished. Boruto then appears floating above Boro, having become possessed by Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Boruto appears manifested with a horn, with his karma extending through his entire right side of his body and his right eye appearing featureless. Possessed, Boruto tells Boro not to get cocky and calls him an inferior creature as Sarada watches from the ground. Boro attempts to punch Boruto, but he destroys his arm with a kick and tosses him aside with another one. Sarada continues to watch as she's wondering what's going on. Possessed Boruto begins talking to himself in third person as he comments he's almost out of chakra, so he flies down to an unconscious Naruto and absorbs some from him. He then flies back to Boro and continues to toss him around as Mitsuki wakes up and observes what's going on. Possessed Boruto knocks Boro to the ground and stands on his body as he begins talking in third person again, asking himself what's the name of his main jutsu again. Then he quickly remembers and lands an enormous Rasengan on Boro, which completely annihilates him, leaving no traces of him left. Kawaki then wakes up and looks above him as he sees Boruto floating in the air. He asks Mitsuki what just happened, and Mitsuki tells him he's not sure himself. Possessed Boruto begins talking to himself again, saying it's still a ways away, that he'll lose it all as his horn and karma starts receding and begins to fall from the sky. Mitsuki extends his arm and catches him as Boruto regains consciousness and asks what happened as he had no memory of it. Sarada notes Boruto seemed like someone else and that karma appears to be more dangerous than they thought. Meanwhile, at the Kara facility, Kashin Koji arrives and is informed by Amado that Jigen is still not even 10% recharged. Koji asks about Boro and Code as Amado says they're respectively guarding Naruto and the Ten Tails. Amado asks Koji if he's going to do it, and Koji confirms he will, and that's taking Jigen down. Having returned back to Konoha, Naruto wakes up from the hospital surrounded by his family as they are all relieved to see him awake. Boruto quickly rushes out the room to go tell Kawaki, who is in another room being treated by Katasuke and Sumire. Katasuke explains to Kawaki that his discomfort is possibly due to his modified body rejecting the chakra incompatible prosthetic hand. Sumire offers Kawaki some painkillers to reduce the pain that he's having, but he rejects them, saying that it'll dull his senses. Boruto arrives to Kawaki and tells him that Naruto's awake. Shikamaru updates Naruto on what he missed and that despite his successful rescue, they're still under threat as Jigen can use Kawaki's karma to infiltrate the village again. Meanwhile, Koji and Amado prepare to leave as Amado assures Koji his light packing is enough. Koji summons his toad as Delta arrives, asking where they're going without Jigen's permission. Koji offers to take Delta down, but Amado tells him not to bother as he issues a shutdown command, causing Delta to fall unconscious. Koji is shocked as he wonders if he's been similarly programmed. Amado boards Koji's toad as Koji gives him directions for his destination and reverse summons his toad. Amado then arrives at the front of Konoha village while Koji heads forward in Kara's headquarters. That's the end of the plot for Boruto episode 208, which once again will be released on July 18th. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.